gave them a proper sorting. Stand by for redeployment.
We have the greatest military in the world, and they've done a job as usual. So we have given them total authorization, and that's what they're doing. And frankly, that's why they've been so successful lately. If you look at what's happened over the last 8 weeks and compare that's what really to what's happened over the last 8 years, you'll see there's a tremendous difference, tremendous difference. So we have incredible leaders in the military, and we have incredible military, and we are very proud of them. And this was another very, very successful mission. Thank you very much.
To a Pentagon spokesman, the United States has dropped a massive bomb on an ISIS cave. It is the largest non-nuclear bomb it's ever used in combat. It happened in the Nangarhar province, which is on the border with Pakistan. Joining me now by phone is Marcus Weisgerber, the global business editor of Defense One. Marcus, this is nicknamed the mother of all bombs. What can you tell us about it?
Well, Dana, it is the most powerful. It's not the largest. There's actually a heavier bomb, but it is the most powerful bomb in the U.S. military inventory aside from nuclear weapons. And it's specifically used for striking targets that are usually below ground. What we know is that ISIS is believed to have been operating in Nangarhar province that's along the border, near the border with Pakistan, an area that's been a hotbed for terrorist and militant activities. And the U.S. military, which typically tends to use bombs anywhere from 500 to 2,000 pounds, decided to drop this bomb, which has the equivalent of 11 tons of TNT in its warhead.
Why did it need that amount of power?
So when you're trying to strike something under the ground, what we've seen for years, what the Taliban has done is they've burrowed themselves in caves. We've seen this with the nuclear sites where the Iranians are developing nuclear weapons. And just U.S. militaries as a whole tend to bury all of their important sensitive activity below ground. So you need these heavy bombs. These heavy bombs, what they do is penetrate through rock or concrete, and then once they get through, they explode, creating devastation to whatever is below.
I know this was the first time that this weapon was used in combat, and maybe that is the answer, but was there more to the decision into why this was the first time it was used?
Well, from what we're hearing, it was the type of weapon that was most suited for this type of mission. Namely, it was a target below the ground. There were a lot of people there, and this is what the type of weapon that would neutralize that number of people.
Can you give us any sense of what the decision-making process is going into using a weapon like this for the first time in combat?
Sure. What happens is there's an air command center in Qatar where a three-star Air Force general sits, and he is the head of the air war over there in Afghanistan. He's also in charge of what's going on in Iraq and Syria right now. And this general will make the decision. Because this is such a large weapon, there likely was communication back with the Pentagon. However, it's not a nuclear weapon, so it's not abundantly clear yet whether this would actually go back all the way to the president, but unlikely.
We're told, and you mentioned this, that this targeted an ISIS cave and the number of people that would have been below ground. But what else can you tell us about ISIS's presence in the region?
Well, we've been in this region since everyone knows, since right after 9/11. We've been there now going on 16 years. This has been an area that's for years been a hotbed of activity for the Taliban and Al-Qaeda. And what U.S. military commanders are telling us now is that ISIS is now spreading more throughout the region, and that has weighed into decisions on keeping U.S. forces there based in Afghanistan.
What about those U.S. forces in Afghanistan? Give us a sense of what the presence is right now. It's obviously changed over the last year.
Well, sure. There's still several thousands of troops there, mainly special operations. The U.S. military right now they're constantly undergoing force posture reviews for their expect the Trump administration now just coming in. They're going to be reviewing force posture of the U.S. military essentially everywhere in these areas, but don't expect the U.S. forces to be leaving Afghanistan anytime soon.
Marcus Weisgerber, the global business editor of Defense One. Thank you, Marcus.
Trump has been known for making a lot of wild statements and tweets. Sometimes he makes statements that raise his eyebrows and they're a bit cryptic, and people try to do their best to decipher what's going on with the situation. And once again here, we have a situation just like that, where here in Ohio, at a manufacturing plant in Clyde, Ohio, he was just giving a speech, and he out of nowhere said that this is maybe the last time that you will see me for a while.
Its objective is to finish developing and then to manufacture and distribute a proven coronavirus vaccine as fast as possible. Again, we'd love to see if we could do it prior to the end of the year. We think we're going to have some very good results coming out very quickly. In addition, it will continue accelerating the development of diagnostics and breakthrough therapies. The great national project will bring together the best of American industry and innovation, the full resources of the United States government, and the excellence and precision of the United States military. We have the military totally involved. We're also working very strongly with other countries who are also have some great scientists, doctors, and we're all working very closely together, and they're viewing us as the leader, and we are the relationship with other countries on solving this problem has been incredible. To date, Operation Warp Speed has brought together all of the experts across the federal government from places like the NIH, CDC, FDA, and many other agencies. This historic partnership will now bring together the full resources of the Department of Health and Human Services with the Department of Defense, and we know what that means. That means the full power and strength of the military, and that really talking about the logistics. We get it when we get it. That means the logistics, getting it out so that everybody can take it. And today we're proud to announce the addition of two of the most highly respected, skilled professionals in our country, worldwide respected. Operation Warp Speed's chief scientist will be Dr. Moncef Slaoui, a world-renowned immunologist who helped create 14 new vaccines. That's a lot of our new vaccines in 10 years during his time in the private sector, one of the most respected men in the world in the production and really on the formulation of vaccines. Joining Dr. Slaoui as Chief Operating Officer will be General Gus Perna, a four-star general who currently oversees 190,000 service members, civilians, and contractors as commander of the U.S. Army Material Command. That means logistics. That means getting it out. We got to get it out there. So, General, thank you very much. And Doctor, thank you very much. It's great to have you on board. Really highly respected people. Thank you. These two outstanding individuals will provide more details following my remarks. In preparation for this initiative, experts throughout the government have been collaborating to evaluate roughly 100 vaccine candidates from all over the world. They have identified 14 that they believe are the most promising, and they're working to narrow that list still further. So we started off with over 100. We're down to 14, and we have some really interesting choices to be made. They're doing very well. Through Operation Warp Speed, the federal government is providing unprecedented support and resources to safely expedite the trials, moving on at record speed. While we accelerate the final phases of vaccine trials, Operation Warp Speed will be simultaneously accelerating its manufacturing process. In other words, we're getting ready so that when we get the good word that we have the vaccine, we have the formula, we have what we need, we're ready to go, as opposed to taking years to gear up. We're gearing up. It's risky, it's expensive, but we'll be saving massive amounts of time. We'll be saving years if we do this properly, and that's what we're doing. So we're gearing up on the assumption that we'll have, in the near future, relatively near future, a vaccine.
With Prince Harry, the fifth in line to the throne, opening up to Newsweek about his mother, about Meghan Markle, and much, much more. And you know who's here? Diane Macedo is here. She's got more details for us. Good morning, Diane.
Good morning to you all. So this is a side of the royals we've never seen before. Prince Harry not only says no one wants to be king or queen, but he's also speaking out about his mother's funeral and unveiling new plans to change the monarchy.
This morning, Prince Harry gets candid, telling Newsweek that his family doesn't relish being royal. We're involved in modernizing the British monarchy. We're not doing this for ourselves, but for the greater good of the people. Is there anyone of the royal family who wants to be king or queen? I don't think so, but we will carry out our duties at the right time. The 32-year-old admits that he tries to keep a balance between royalty and reality, and thanks his mother, Princess Diana, for showing him how. Even if I was king, I would do my own shopping.
He said several times to me that he wanted to be something other than Prince Harry.
Newsweek reporter Angela Levin spent nearly a year with the prince and says that royal spotlight has also impacted his relationship with girlfriend Meghan Markle.
You know, they meet sort of brief, intense days, so it's difficult. They don't have what one would call a normal relationship where you just go out with someone. It's got to be secret.
Harry also expressed anger at having to be so public when dealing with his mother's death. Looking back, Harry says, I had to walk a long way behind her coffin, surrounded by thousands of people watching me while millions more did on television. I don't think any child should be asked to do that under any circumstances. I don't think it would happen today.
Lost my mum when I was 12, so emotions were locked away very, very early.
But the prince still sees the importance of the British monarchy, saying we don't want to dilute the magic. The British public and the whole world needs institutions like it. And he's now focusing that magic on helping others.
Talking about mental health is best for everybody. It doesn't matter who you are.
Joining William and Kate in the Heads Together charity, which brings awareness to mental health issues.
We do not want prejudice and fear to stand in the way of people getting the help that they need.
Inspired by his mom, it started a healing process for Harry himself, who's been very vocal about his own struggles.
I think she would be proud of the campaign, proud of everybody involved, proud of us.
And Harry says he and William and Kate don't just want to show up to charity events and wave. They want to really be involved and make a difference. And he admits that he still has a naughty streak, but he says he thinks that that now helps him to relate to other people that may have gotten themselves into trouble. So using those powers for good now.
Yes. Prince Harry, remember when you told us to bring it at the Invictus Games?
Careful what you wish for.
Boom. Oh, really? Please.
Boom.